Trika, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are back with a really good video. If you're new to my channel, make sure you follow my aesthetics page at glamdoll_aesthetics with 2S at the end. And we're gonna get right into this. My natural girlies out there, one thing about me, I support all the women. Like, if you decide to stay natural, I really support you. I salute you. Like, I'm for all the dolls, the natural dolls, the surgical dolls. Like, I'm here with you, because let's face it, getting a BBL, there can be complications. And I know that there's so many women out there that do surgery and they do decide, listen here, I'm not gonna want to risk my life. I'm not gonna want to, think about complications. I don't want to go down that route. And girl, it's totally okay. And that's why I made this video, because even though there are women out there who do not want to get surgery, I know that some of you may have the thought like, well, what are my non-surgical options? Like, what can I do just to tweak something without putting my life at risk, without having to go through, downtime and painful recovery? And that's why I'm here, girl, because we're gonna get right into it. Non-surgical or BBL. Number one, Sculptra. Girl, is a non-surgical butt lift that is a great alternative to getting a BBL because there is no downtime. You don't have to worry about bad complications. The FDA approved butt filler that does provide fullness, natural lift to the butt. But I'm going to keep it real, Sculptra is not for everybody. I feel like Sculptra works best if you're like petite or you have a natural slim body, but you just want a little bit of booty. If you have fat in your stomach or if you have a higher BMI, Sculptra is not for you, because Sculptra does not really give you BBL results. You just want like a little, something natural, something, small, minor change. If you're looking for a big dramatic change, then Sculptra is. But for all my slim women that just want like a little bit of curve, then I definitely would advise you to look into Sculptra before getting a BBL, because there is no downtime. It is FDA approved, and for the most part, it is safer than a BBL. With Sculptra, they do inject the filler into your buttocks, so you are going to need multiple rounds to get the kind of fullness that you need, and it can run you from anywhere between $4,000 to $7,000. Sometimes multiple rounds is needed, but like I stated, Sculptra is more so if you just want a natural look. What it does is it's going to provide collagen to your butt. So with Sculptra, it takes time to see the results, several weeks to several months. So you may not see results right away, but just know over time your butt is going to get big. And one thing that is very important also is that it does last from 1 year to 2 years. Sculptra is best if you just want to eliminate dimples. So if you're like, on the smaller side, you just want like a little bit of shape, or you just want a little bit of hips, then this is for you. Perfect non-surgical procedure where you can get back to your life right away, then Sculptra is for you also, because there is zero downtime. Versus a BBL, like, you have to be out for at least a month, 6 weeks. And I know a lot of women, we got kids, we got school, we got work, we got husbands, and we got everything. Us women are such superheroes. We have to balance a lot. So sometimes trying to get a cosmetic procedure is just not the smartest thing to do when you have to balance a lot and you're gonna need downtime. But Sculptra, you can get your shots and be on the go. What I can say about Sculptra is that they do provide local anesthesia to your butt area to numb the area, so you won't really feel any pain. It will give you, instructions on how to take care of it, how many rounds you might need, and all the other information. But this is just the basic information to definitely look into Sculptra if you're looking for a non-surgical alternative. Now, if you are wondering about, which doctor is best for Sculptra or where you should go, then I would advise you to book a one-on-one consultation with me, because I do have a list of doctors that do Sculptra and can give you the shape that you want and the butt that you want without having to get a BBL. So book that one-on-one with me so that we can find the perfect doctor for you. But that is the first alternative. Like, you just don't want that, but you still want like a nice little curve, then I would say look into just getting lipo alone. I know plenty of women who do not get a BBL, because BBL run a lot of risk, but they just got the lipo. And getting a lipo is way more safer, because what makes a BBL, you know, more on the dangerous side is when they're injecting the fat. So the lipo part is, you know, okay. That part is okay. It's when they have to inject the fat. Some doctors do inject into the muscle, and that's when all these problems occur. But when you only get lipo, you are cutting down the risk significantly. Like the risk, like, it's not even comparison. So there are many ladies that do opt for just getting lipo, and if you do get lipo, it's way cheaper. And getting lipo alone, like, your butt is naturally going to look bigger because your waist is smaller, and you don't realize that sometimes it's just like an illusion. Like, you want a bigger butt, but in reality, if your waist was to be smaller, your butt would already look amazing. There are so many celebrity women that, you know, claim, I never had a BBL, I never had a BBL, and they're right. They never had a BBL. What they did was they got lipo. And when you get lipo, you're automatically gonna get the hourglass to where your hips is going to stick out. So sometimes my dolls out there, like, they don't even be needing a BBL. Sometimes you don't even need a BBL. Lipo alone will give you that nice hourglass, you know, look that you're going for. So definitely consider that. Lipo alone is not gonna make your butt bigger, but with removing the fat from your stomach, enhance the appearance of your waist to hips ratio. So you'll be surprised at what just lipo alone can do. And when you just do lipo, you can still sit on your butt. Now you are gonna have to wear your faja, but you can still sit on your butt, and your downtime is way less. Because for me, having to deal with lipo and getting the butt done, that was the worst part. When you only do one area of your body, you don't need to take off as much time from work. Butt lift is exercise. Listen, no matter who has gotten surgery before, who you've seen has gotten surgery, what's going on in the world, nothing can ever be exercise. There's just some women who don't want to go the exercise route, which is perfectly fine. But at the end of the day, just know exercising is an option for you, especially depending on what your body goals are. There are some women who they're like, oh, I just want a BBL, but I mostly just want my stomach to be flat. If that's the case, you can definitely exercise to get your body. Don't ever count out exercise as squats, glute bridges, hip thrust. You know, the thing about exercise, and I always commend women that really go down the exercise route, because it really takes a different type of woman. Like, the mentality that you have to be so consistent, because results are not going to happen overnight. And I feel like there's obviously women like me that's like, oh, well, I tried exercising, it didn't work. Cool. Before you decide on doing anything that I said in this video, Sculptra, lipo by itself, try exercising. Now, if exercising does not work, then you can go to your next option. But there are so many women that looks amazing from just exercising alone. You don't have to worry about the risk. You don't have to worry about, you know, the downtime. You can stay natural. You don't have to worry about the cost, because let's be real, getting your body done does eat up your pockets between the surgery itself, between maintenance. Sometimes you have to go back and fix a mistake that the doctor did. Like, you guys don't know. Surgery is very expensive, and the upkeep is very expensive. Like, having to pay for a $200 faja, listen, this is not cheap. So when you exercise, what, a gym membership costs like, what, $30 a month? So it's just like, it can't even be compared. Always use exercise as your first option. It also helps your body in so many different ways, because it helps with your heart, it helps with your hormones, it helps with your mental health. Like, exercising is always gonna be the best non-surgical option. But I do like to give different options for my girls out there, because there are women who do try to exercise and maybe it doesn't work. But I'm always gonna say and put it out there. Options to BBL is Sculptra, which is the filler, the butt filler that is FDA approved, exercise, and just doing lipo. Vacuum therapy was also something that was talked about a lot. To be honest, I haven't really seen a lot of women talk about vacuum therapy recently, but I know years ago, because I've been wanting to do a BBL for a few years now. So vacuum therapy was something that I considered at one point, but the more I started doing research, and you ladies have to be careful, because there are people that will promote non-surgical procedures only to keep eating away at your money, because I heard of vacuum therapy, the risk of complications, and I would say just look into getting lipo by itself. Watching my video on alternatives to getting a BBL, comment down below and let me know what's your thoughts. Like, have you thought about any of these non-surgical procedures? And if you have any questions or need help or anything, book a one-on-one call with me. I'm gonna have the link down below, and I'll see you ladies in my next video.